Hi, welcome to Viral Tai Chi, day number, I've forgotten the day, I've lost track of the days, it's been so many. And this is just the beginning. But right now I believe it's the 7th of April, and we're going to be talking today about the three centers and concepts of balance. And I've got some exercises for you to do to help you practice balance. So let's get to it. Well, here I've got well, it's actually a piece of t-shirt that I've cut up into a strip of cloth and a book or anything that's flat. And I'm going to take this, these are my props for the day, but I'm going to talk about balance. And remember, I talk about the concepts of the three centers. The center in the middle of your head, right about at eye level, one in the middle of your chest, right at heart level, and one about 2 inches below the navel in the center of your pelvic region, the dantian, the main center, the lower center, the center of gravity, the center of your universe. If you line those three centers up, you get into a nice solid stance, feet hip width apart, and you line those three centers up, and you'll feel it on the bottoms of your feet once you get them lined up. You pull the crown of your head skyward, move the hips back and forth till the weight is on the backs of the balls of the feet, and you balance there. Now, if you want to test your balance, close your eyes. If you start feeling vertigo, of course, open your eyes. But any kind of imbalance that you might feel, if you can't maintain a steady, solid balance, keep your eyes open and don't risk falling down. In fact, whenever you do balance exercises, do it next to a bed or a sofa. Someplace where if you fall, you can minimize the damage. But you do want to practice your balance, especially as you're getting older. You tend to have more issues with balance, so you want to practice it. Let's talk about the inner ear, because that's one of the sources of our balance. And the inner ear is made up of this structure that has three rings, and one ring is in this orientation, and another ring is in this orientation, and another ring is in this orientation. And they're covered, they're like little tubes, and they've got little hairs in them, and they're filled with fluid, I believe. And as the fluid moves, based on your movement, the fluid moves in your inner ear, the hairs pick up the movement, and they translate that movement or their perceptions of movement into a holistic sense of which way is up, really, which way is down, and how well you can balance. Now, as you get older, you may get crystals forming in your inner ear, or maybe the cilia, the little hairs, they fall out, they burn out. But for whatever reason, you start losing the ability of your inner ears to maintain your balance, and you need to be thinking about an alternate method. And for me, the Tai Chi presents one of those alternate methods, which is the concepts of the three centers. So if you take those three centers and you line them up, you put the weights on both feet right behind the balls of your feet, and you shift the hips over to one side, keeping those centers lined up, you feel the one foot that you're not putting the weight on becomes empty, meaning that you can pick it up and you can move it around, because all the weight, 85% of your weight, is now on that one foot. So the empty foot can do anything. You can turn your hips and go this way. You can pick up the foot. You can turn your hips and go the other way. That's all well and done when you're standing up. But what happens when you move? Well, you need to practice that too. So that's where the strip of cloth comes into play. I'm going to take this strip of cloth, and I'm going to make a little, I'm going to kind of wind it and then make a little little thing on top of my head. And I got this idea from watching women in my village in Croatia carry things on their heads. They would put a towel on their head or a piece of cloth or something just to stabilize whatever they were going to put on their head. In this case, I'm going to put a book or a photograph booklet, and now it's balanced on my head. If I just put the book on my head's round at the top and it'll veer off, but this gives it some stability because I'm really not interested in maintaining the book in in a precise position. That's just too hard to do. So I'm going to get a little help from the cloth. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to do form with this on my head. So let me go over here, and this is what you can be doing too, as an example. So I'm going to sink, and I'm going to concentrate on keeping the sensation of the book on my head the same, not shifting it either way. So I'm going to abbreviate this and just go through each of the moves one time. I'm going to move here. You get the idea. I mean, if you move your head, things going to come falling off your head. So try this and see if it works for you. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you again. Stay healthy. Bye.